At first, I was
We're
a little
live.
scared. Okay.
So
How
yeah,
you
tell
doing?
me about the intro, man, because it's fucking dope.
So, when I first heard it, I was like, so I got a guy that I know that helped me created the logo,
Uh huh.
and then it's like a brother sister kind of thing, and then he does like animation stuff, so he was just like, oh, I'll do something for you, and then he had a sample of music, and I was like, I really like this. It does kind of sound like Stranger Things, but it's not really.
Isn't it?
So I was like, I was like, we'll we'll let the people decide. So
I was gonna ask if that was copywritten.
no, he says he
If
has
I
like
gotta
a.
tweak the audio, I gotta tweak the audio. That's not a big deal. The fucking
Yeah, I
visual
mean,
is
as of right,
awesome though.
I mean, I love. So he sent me a template of what it might look like, and it didn't have the reflection on the ground. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then when he sent it to me, I saw the reflection. I was like,
Oh yeah.
this is.
Oh yeah.
I
No,
was like,
this is beautiful, man. I love
I
that
was like,
shit. I want to
bravo,
watch it again.
dude.
Here,
I've
I'm
been
gonna
watching it too
transition. We're
much.
gonna watch this shit again.
There we go. Oh wow, I see us. I see us both. I see us both on Twitch now. That's awesome.
There we go. I gotta figure out a better crossfade. Remove
That's cool.
fade. I'm cool with that, but we gotta push that out a little further. At least get
Well,
a second.
I know it's been kind of slow, and with everything going on, we haven't really did too much like for the podcast. And I really, after the 20th episode, I was like, okay, maybe we are going to do this for a little bit longer. So I was like, let's start. I started working with him for like before I even came to Maryland and saw you. I didn't want to tell you.
So
I
you had
wanted it
this
to
in
be
the
done.
works.
Yes.
Oh, I've got invaders. That's a bane.
Oh gosh.
I've got an invader. I totally forgot to close the fucking door.
Oh, it's so
Professionalism for our first live run. You like that?
it's delayed on. It's delayed on Twitch, so I have to wait like 5 minutes until you get a Vader.
Here's Bane. Good puppers.
Bane.
Two.
Bane.
Go. Go on.
What did Bane say? He was like, you, you don't know darkness? You just adopted the dark. I don't even know.
You think the darkness is your ally. I was born from it, molded by it. I hadn't seen the light until I was a man grown.
The crazy thing is, I mean, that was still a good Batman movie. I just feel like after Heath Ledger did what he did,
Yeah.
it was just too. It was so hard to do follow that act.
Oh God, yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
it's like having Elvis Presley open up for you back in the '50s. You're like,
Right?
who the fuck am I?
Oh goddamn. We're
Dude,
we're
so-
live streaming right now. This is fucking wild.
This is awesome. This is cool. So I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay, what you got?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Is responsible for creating the guy who just shot up the Madden tournament.
Well, I want to talk about more than that. But yes,
And my condolences to the people involved. That's really shitty. I'm super pissed off that guy's from Baltimore.
dude, I watched video because he won the tournament last year. So they were showing all these videos of him being so happy and excited. Then they show a video of him this year and how he was into the game and stuff. And then the announcer is like, "Oh man, he just looks like a boss." He's he's owning it and all this other stuff. And then he died. I mean, he didn't die in the game. He lost.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, and champions are gonna get toppled. That's the idea of being a champion. You're the benchmark for other people to topple. That's the idea. And I'm just.
it's a root. It wasn't just that. There's no way.
Oh no, that that was.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I've played video games and I've got upset, and I've thrown shit, broke shit. I can see the rage, but there's no way. There had to have been some other shit.
Oh yeah,
That was
you don't go from paddle spiking to Well, everybody's got to die. That's insane. Like
That's
automatic mental health issue.
premeditated all the way too.
Yeah,
He knew
I
what
mean,
he
if you
was
just
doing.
have a gun lying around at a video game tournament, that's literally premeditated.
All right,
There's
here's
no reason to
my-
have a firearm there.
Here's my trophy from last year. Here's my blanket. Here's my gun in case I lose. Here's my
Yeah, seriously.
like what the fuck?
Ah,
Well, like the reason why I brought up the whole Baltimore thing is because Baltimore has been this past year has been going through some shit. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like obviously you've seen things on the internet about like cops beating up people, putting drugs on people, and then like the mayor just fucking shit up.
oh, she's not good. So, the investigation into the death of the key witness in the corruption case surrounding the
Yeah.
drug trafficking scheme, excuse me, the gun trafficking scheme, that was put on with the FBI.
Yeah.
So a key witness was shot last year during November timeframe, in the back of the head, behind the ear, and the bullet traveled forward. Okay.
Okay.
An independent commission labeled that a murder. Today, this news broke, and I'm like, I'm done. Burn the precinct to the fucking ground. Fire everybody in there. You get Pew the fuck out of that office. And Larry Hogan needs to step in with the fucking National Guard and run shit
Yeah.
until we hire new people. Because I'm
No,
done with this precinct. Reform is not possible.
Dude, I heard something that doesn't make me proud to be from the Baltimore area. What is this ceasefire weekend? Please elaborate.
Oh. Okay, so the ceasefire weekend. So, as most people are aware, Baltimore City is one of the more violent cities in the nation. In addition, God damn it, this would be happening while we're live.
Naturally.
Yeah. Turn all those down. So naturally, the city who's tried everything it can think of, but nothing sensical,
Yeah.
to stop the violence, has instituted like the community itself said, hey guys, just like be nice for a weekend and don't shoot each other, huh? How about a ceasefire this weekend, huh? And you know what? It actually we tried twice and failed, and then a third time and kind of succeeded. Like there's a debate on whether or not we succeeded actually, because of the timing of a death, which is just charming. And, like
What?
it's worth it.
I mean,
It was worth a try. It was, but like we need to move on.
It's fun. It's just now living on the outside, looking in, it's hilarious. It's like a TV show. It's like watching The Wire. Oh, they're going to legalize all drugs on one block because that's what they did on The Wire.
That would help.
Probably, honestly.
And honestly, it would. Like you remove the incarceration, but double the violent offense penalties,
Mhm.
and that's the crime problem in Baltimore solved.
Yeah, it just looks bad because people have been asking me because they've heard so much shit coming out of Baltimore in the last couple of years, and then that riot that happened a couple
was
years
valid.
ago. And
I'm not going to say I stand by the rioters, but like they were correct to be upset.
now I tell people here when they ask me my opinion on it, and I said it made me angry watching people destroy their own city, but I can understand because these cops are just.
Yeah,
know,
but they shouldn't have been destroying like the Starbuckses and,
Oh, no.
and like the personal
CVS.
private property and shit.
Come on.
They should have been destroying fucking precincts and waging a war on the fucking cops that mean to kill them. Period.
So it's funny to me. I also heard that the mayor was trying to move up graduation for people going through the academy to be police officers in Baltimore City because the lack of people that want to be.
Police
officers in
Baltimore County. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
why that's a bad idea? Because the problem is undercooking these fucking rookie cops to begin with who are jumpy in a situation that they should not be in at all because they don't want to be there the fuck either. But they want to
How
do
long is the academy?
good and help. Fucking less than a year. Less than a year. And I'm like, that's not enough time. You're not getting the hands-on training. You're not getting the combat training. You're not getting the de-escalation training, and you're not getting psychologically braced for it. The second you swear in when you enlist, you're immediately everybody deploys. Everybody deploys. Your buddy could end up in your arms dead, flat out. Just brace yourself for that impact. The second you swear in, not even go to boot camp. That's 6 months out from when you swear in. You have 6 months to register and just continue living your life and register what the fuck you could experience. And how that can change your life, how that can change your body. Amputees coming home. Like, we had time to absorb what we were doing. Cops don't have that. Cops don't get that. And we don't give them the opportunity to do that. We're just like, all right, get into school. You're hired.
You want to hear something funny? My wife is a cosmetologist. She had to go to school for a year to hold a curling iron, and you got cops going to the school for 6 months to hold a gun.
And she's required to be licensed in the state in
Every
which she
year.
practices.
Yep.
And that drives me fucking insane. That
police
drives
officers.
me fucking nuts. Cosmetologists are held to higher regulatory standards than fucking police officers, and it blows my fucking mind.
Do you think, like, eventually, I personally believe that, I mean, this is going to keep happening, not just in Baltimore, but other cities and stuff in the United States.
Detroit,
where
Flint, Chicago.
They need to train their police officers like they do the military.
No.
Plain and simple.
Nope.
No.
That will
You don't agree?
escalate the situation. Military are trained for a very specific purpose, and it's non-conducive to policing.
Okay.
Strictly non-conducive. The military are trained explicitly to kill their target and move the fuck on. It does not matter who it is, why it is, how it is, where it is. Nothing of the kind. They are an enemy, and they mean to kill you.
Maybe we tweak it a little bit.
So there are other programs that we can use to train them. A de-escalation of force and tactics, non-combative martial arts, like things that the disarming martial arts, Krav Maga, practiced by the Israeli Defense Force, shit like that. Like, you can de-escalate a situation 90% of the time, and nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets hurt, and you can do this unarmed. Now, obviously, a gun you should answer in kind. Obviously, I will always stand with the police on that one. Like, if you get fired on, fire the fuck back. Don't hesitate. Pull out your fucking piece and fucking stop the situation by any means necessary.
I believe even if you're not a cop, if someone fires on you and you have the right to fire,
return fire. Like, make the problem end. Because the longer that firefight continues, the more people are at risk. Period.
I didn't start it, but I ended it.
Goddamn right. And I damn well support that. It drives me nuts that doesn't, like,
I don't want people
isn't stood up for in court.
Yeah, I don't want people to think that we don't like cops. Because I respect cops. Some don't, definitely, and I know you do too. And I know.
Do I? Do I?
Well, I don't. Do you?
No, you're barking up the wrong tree on that one, Rob.
I'm just trying to protect you from all the cops that could break down your door.
Well, that's appreciated, but meh.
Well, see, I look at it like this, and it may be. I don't see. There's great cops out there. There's people that do their job. But unfortunately, the media and also there are bad cops, and the bad cops are just ruining it for everybody.
That's the issue.
And
there are a shitload, a metric fuck ton. 99% of cops are good cops. They mean well. They don't hurt anybody. They handle things appropriately, and they're apologetic. But that fucking 1% fucking tries to kill people. That's a problem.
So that 1%. They try to get away with shit, and then there's still people alive to this day unfortunately grew up during the
The
like
Jim
the
Crow
60s
era.
and 70s. Yeah, and there was bad cops, all the crooked cops, LA cops, New York cops, and so and then they in their minds, okay, it got better, but then as soon as they start seeing this stuff happening again, no, we're rioting, we're protesting, we're walking the streets, we're doing this, we're doing that. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's just one of those things where if these are bad cops, we should prosecute them like regular. We should treat them like regular civilians and not give them leniency. And I feel like there's
Yeah,
been some leniency.
yeah, there has. There's been leniency across the country, protecting bad cops, which tarnishes the name of good cops and puts good cops in danger.
Yeah.
Kind of agree there. I'll go half and half on the race issue. There has been a notable emphasis on black victims of police brutality. Uh,
And I
a large portion of that is media. I won't argue with that, but the statistics correlate a little bit. Uh, there is a disproportionate amount of black folks who are targeted by police officers and end up in these life or death situations, uh, comparatively to the crime statistics. Even like it's a shit situation, and race is a factor. Uh, should it
it's
be?
hard for it's hard for me to argue stuff like this because I am a privileged white guy and I can't really put myself in the shoes of black people
You're
about how the struggles they had and things like that. But from the outside looking in, it just seems like, it's not. I mean, the cops are wrong. A lot of cops are wrong about that stuff. They attack them, they treat them differently.
Yeah,
But I mean, they're profiling.
yeah,
But
straight up.
but there still is some bad people out there
Oh
that
yeah.
provoke cops, and then people only see the little, like, okay,
Oh yeah. No, no,
all right,
no. Don't get me wrong. I granted the media thing. Like, there's
oh yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of media doctoring that occurs to create victims out of people who put themselves in harm's way and were trying to commit suicide by
yeah.
cop. Uh, there's a lot of that. I'm probably feedbacking like a motherfucker, dumping your voice into the channel a second time.
I mean,
Come to think of it, let me.
I, I've been hearing myself the whole podcast.
I really wish you'd have said something. My bad. Technical difficulties solved. Your media has disappeared. Hold on. God damn it. No. That's not where it is. Where the fuck? God damn it. This is so much fun. We are.
They're more in the news than any. I mean,
There we go. Yeah.
Now-
It's like us and Flint. And
yeah,
if you're
like,
going
it's
for
just-
the right versus left like political battle, it's Portland and Berkeley.
Yeah.
There's
just
another
sucks.
situation where there's two central cities to a big national problem like that, and I can't remember what they are or what the topic was.
I just, I mean, maybe because I grew up there. I grew up in the suburbs outside of Baltimore City, and I guess you would call Joppatown a suburb. Maybe.
Yeah,
different kind.
it's a Baltimore sub.
And I just knowing the
Hey, we've got
This
3
call-
viewers.
oh nice,
Hi.
hey, Bears. Knowing that, I mean, it's just Baltimore has so much to offer. I mean, so much history, so much this, so much that. It's a great town to walk around, but it's getting a bad rap. Even people here just talk about how, like, oh, I went to the Inner Harbor and my buddy got mugged, and it's like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
well,
Yeah, that's happening in
that-
the tourist portions now.
like, yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's like, man, it makes me sad because it's, I don't want to raise my daughter there, so I'll never.
Oh yeah.
She'll never really know what Baltimore is. Unfortunately, she's born in the South. She's always going to stay in the South, and it's just one of those things where, like, that's why I've always urged my friends to get away from Maryland, not just because of cost of living and then all the taxes and everything else. I've tried
And
to
the
encourage
leftist
people.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I just
like pro gay rights, pro cannabis, like fucking,
yeah
I'm really for choice in a
yeah.
lot of things, but holy shit, the taxes. Like we got to get away from the leftist economics. Oh my
I was
god.
I was like, yeah. Every time you flush your toilet, you pay tax. They were like,
No,
what?
seriously.
I was like, yes,
That's a
seriously. And
thing.
they're like, oh well, it must equal out here in North Carolina. I was like, well, do you? We don't have tolls here in North Carolina. We don't have. There's a lot of taxes. I mean, obviously there's some things like we pay for car tax and all this other stuff.
I,
But
I, I even support taxes. Like I do regard taxation as theft. That's a factually accurate statement. However, it's a lesser evil than the alternative.
yeah,
And I'm okay with that. I accept that and I've moved on. There's validity to the government existing. The validity of the state is an argument with some people right now, and it's insane. Uh, Social programs can be run by government and it not be socialism. I need to say that. However, there's a tipping point where it's no, we're socialist now. If you continue pursuing these economic policies, and the taxes in Maryland are second to California and New York, and that's it. We're number 3. I said second the first time. I don't know why. Third, but we're third in the nation, and New York and California actually have infrastructure and nice roads to fucking show for it. We don't have dick, but a shitty
Whoa.
people beating goddamn police force.
that's what I'm saying.
Fuck!
We have the. What are you talking about? We have the best police force out there in the city.
Fuck Pew's police force.
Oh
Fuck
my
the
God,
Baltimore Police Department. Evidence planting cunts, the lot of them.
Oh
Fuck
man,
them.
did you see that video?
Oh my god.
God.
Boop. Oh, let
How
me
do
turn
you-
it on.
How do you?
Are you that
See, this-
dumb? Are you
I
that
just-
dumb?
I don't know what to do in that situation.
They
like,
were
I-
told how the system works. That's the thing that blows my mind. They were briefed on it specifically,
oh, I know.
and they still couldn't get it right.
Oh, I know. And the sad thing is, it's comps like that when the new ones come out of the wound, the new police officers tied all the way up. Oh, it's okay. Here, we found $5,000. You take 1,000. That's cool. Don't worry about it.
We won't tell the precinct. It won't
Yeah.
it won't go into the evidence locker. It's fine.
Hey, wait. You owe me though. You won't. I'm not going to tell you, but you owe me. So next time I'm beating someone up, you just look the other way. Okay.
I'm just saying.
'Cause
Or I'll
that's-
expect you to protect me.
you know, all those movies you see at like
Training Day.
Shit. Yeah, Training Day. American Gangster. Like all these
Oh, yeah.
these shitty these cops that are just bad back in the day. They moved to Baltimore. It seems like it.
Honestly.
You know, I mean, it's not just happening. Like
I
we
just
said,
cursed a shitload and we lost 2 viewers. I'm probably the last one.
it's all right. You know, it's just we you know, we sit here and bash them and bash them and bash them. Like there is some good cops out there in Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah,
but
10
it's
out of
just
10.
it's like
It's hard not to get frustrated though.
you know, we were talking about Batman before this, and they have a TV show called Gotham.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fairly good TV show. It's about like the rise and fall of Jim Gordon, who you know when he was a regular cop, detective, made lieutenant, chief, and then you know all that all that good stuff. Commissioner at the end, I think. But he started working in a precinct, and everybody was crooked, everybody, and it's just you know like
You can't do it alone. That's the thing. You
Yeah.
can't fix that alone.
it all starts up here. Every job I've ever been at, every company I've ever worked for,
No.
if you want to fix something, it sometimes starts up here. You need to fix the problems up top, and then it trickles down.
Hell.
I
no.
think so.
No.
What do you say?
got-
So
You gotta
so
go the other direction,
get-
dog. You gotta get every single one of the new generation
yeah,
to adopt the new policy. And they'll start socially pressuring the bad eggs and shit into compliance.
well, how about this? How about the new recruits, the new people on the academy for the police officers for the city, or anywhere in Maryland, should train outside of state.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
and
fuck yeah.
they should go to a state, probably Delaware, but they should go somewhere. They should go somewhere
No, they
where,
need to go away,
yeah,
like
they need to go.
Midwest.
Yeah, they need to go away. They need to spend time away from their friends and family and people they might know, and they need to train like they've never trained before. Then come back and force. Yeah, I agree. They force something.
No, I won't advocate for a boot camp scenario, but they're already halfway there anyway, and locating that police academy out of state like that would just reinforce the idea of a boot camp scenario, which further it lends credence to the militarization of the police issues, which are valid, because
You know,
that is problematic to
there's a
use that obnoxious word.
there's a lovely state named Montana, and there's a lovely state named Arkansas, where the police force there is pretty good, but could be better, obviously.
There aren't enough black people there for the cops to shoot.
Well, with
That's
that
why they're
said,
good precincts.
that's where all of the East Coast cops should all go to boot camp in Arkansas. All of the West Coast cops should all go to the boot camp in Montana. Spend 6 months there, learn, develop friendship with other police officers in other states because sometimes you do need to talk to them. You never know, and then come back to your home state where you're going to be police officers at, or where you're stationed at, more or less. That's what when I meant military wise, like that. Now, obviously, I have never been through boot camp for the military, and I don't know what that entails. I can only,
Oh,
from
it's
what
super fun. You should try it.
I mean, it looks fun. I seen GI Jane. She was cool, If she can do it, I can do it. But no, I mean, don't you kind of agree with me? Like they should just.
I see a value to it. I see a value add to that idea. I don't think the optics are good on that though, due to the militarization issues. If we can spool down their toys, as it were, and the military style spending in general from police departments, we will. That'll be a lot more viable. I'll put that way. And that it literally is an optics problem because 90% of the problem with police is PR.
Do you think one of the main problems about good cops, bad cops, and stuff is the lack of pay? How much does an average cop make? 40,000, 45, if
No,
that.
they're doing good.
Oh, they're doing good
They're
now.
doing
Okay.
good.
Well, I mean,
these aren't teachers we're talking about. These are
okay.
cops.
Well, there was one point where
Oh, yeah,
we
no.
both know a cop, and
Yeah.
he told me that he was only making around 42,000. So that's why I was like, you put your life on the line.
He was young then, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He killed someone.
That's charming.
You ever hear that story? Did I tell you that story?
I is now the time?
I
Rob?
could tell you.
Is now
I
the
could tell you
time?
the story. Now is the time. Let me tell you this story. Let me tell you a little brief. I have a
Regale me.
friend. His name is Sean. I'm not gonna say his last name. He is a police officer. Well, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but he was a police officer when I talked to him. He told me a story because he had to go to therapy a lot, and he never pulled it. He pulled his gun out, but he never shot anybody and killed anybody. He was doing a drug raid, and he was still, I think, in his first year. So I guess you would consider that a rookie. He was doing a drug raid, and some guy was hiding behind the door, and he jumped out and jumped on Sean's back. So Sean tried to get him off, fight him off, and then eventually they both tumbled down the stairs, and the guy snapped his neck. And so technically, Sean, I guess
Yeah, that's not Sean's issue.
it's not his. It's not his.
I can see him having problems with that though. Like
Yeah, I
therapy
mean-
style, 100%. Like I could see him having to deal with the consequences of that scenario, but like any liability scenario, that's not his problem.
Well, see, so you take that incident, and if people knew who he was before he was a cop, you would know that he had some things that weren't clicking, and how he became a cop was just astonishing. Um, this guy smoked more pot than I ever did in my life, and but he's a cop now, so all that he's good. I'm guessing, but like if you take any kind of, because we all have fucked up issues. If I was a cop right now, I mean, I would have some fucked up issues from when I was a child and things like that. But if you take that on top of it, it probably just made it all worse. So I think there's good cops out there, but unfortunately, they're not educated properly, or maybe they go to the therapist, and therapist is like, "You didn't kill the guy; he killed himself, more or less. You'll be fine." You don't know what's going on in these therapies because
No, that'll never happen in a therapy like that, and that's such a good thing that would never happen. That therapist
see,
would lose their license immediately.
well, I don't know these things. I mean, because a lot of tough love. Sometimes, I mean, you think you don't really know like what these cops go through. I mean, it is kind of scary, but it's also kind of nerve wracking. But does it give them the right to beat the shit out of somebody who was just standing there? No,
Fuck
absolutely
no.
not.
I don't care what kind of
Absolutely not.
PTSD you're dealing with. Like you don't cede their agency on
Now,
their behalf. Like that's just it's
I
insane.
now this might sound bad, and I have friends that have been in the military,
Uh
and they were police officers,
oh. MPs.
and now they came out and they wanted to be cops, and that's fine. But if you have any kind of fucked up problems from what happened when you were stationed
Oh,
somewhere,
they're gonna lose their fucking shit, and somebody's gonna
you
die
can
from it. That's
you
straight up.
cannot be you even if you weren't a cop, you'd be fucking on edge everywhere you went.
Oh
But
yeah.
imagine, but now you have a gun and you're allowed to fucking shoot people. I mean, not
Well,
shoot people. You're allowed to do shit.
no,
Like,
I genuinely I will support their right to continue to carry. In fact, anybody. Ooh, oh, I just moved that. Whoops. There we go.
what happened?
I think that's right.
Am I naked?
No, I moved your panel though.
Oh, sweet. I like it.
Okay, that's back. Uh, they should absolutely have the right to continue to carry, regardless of whatever medicine they're taking to help them deal with their PTSD. Uh, what they should not do is be put into high stress situations. Sometimes the gun at their side, is the weight of it even is the security blanket that's keeping them from rattling off. Is that super safe? No, it's not. But they didn't do anything to lose their right to carry either. So
Yeah.
there's nothing we can do there. What we can do is insist that they don't go into high stress scenarios like policing. Is that the only thing they're trained for? Sure. Absolutely. But you know what else exists? The GI Bill. And it's there
Yeah.
for a reason.
I mean, there's so much more you can do. I mean, like I said, I'm ignorant to it because I've never really experienced this. I never was stationed anywhere. I never had a, never
The whole
been.
military thing is a topic unto itself, and it would take hours to get through everything.
Oh, I know. Well, let me change well, not really change subject, but
You want to
do
call
you,
this recorded and
yeah.
press on the live? All right, so we're gonna flip episodes, everybody. So we're gonna stop recording, but we'll still be live.